Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. As you guys may know, my name is T. We will be talking about abuse today, my survival story, what happened to me and stuff like that. I will try and keep it as brief as possible. It is a long story. So I want to first start off by saying abuse comes in many different forms. It can be within physical, verbal, mental, and emotional. These could come from your friends, from your families, from your significant others. If you're a parent, it could even come from your child. It just depends. You have to be aware when you're in this type of situation because you do need to be mindful that, you can get damaged and not know that these things are happening to you. My story starts when I was 17 years old. I met this girl. When I met her, I didn't really have anything but just a high school diploma. Didn't really have a job, but, I've always found a way out of no way. She did have a job at first. Eventually did wind up losing a job. We met over the internet, so you know how that could be. The very first time that we've ever got into it, we got into an argument. I went on the internet and I had spoke about it, and she had told me, not to do that. That's not something that she liked. And me personally, I took it into consideration because, I want to be with her and that's my girlfriend and I care about her, so therefore I didn't do it again. From then on out, it was like as if because I wasn't doing it, then it was like she was doing it. She would might flirt with a girl or like a girl's picture or might, take me out her bio or, not really want to claim me or delete our pictures or just something. It just always be like little knickknacks and something. And, those things used to bother me. So eventually I went to Georgia. I met up with her. I stayed with my homegirl. That time it was still cool. Me and my homegirl got into it. I had to leave. Bought my own plane ticket. I always found a way. But even when we was there, it was when we be upstairs, chilling, she would, get an attitude or get mad. And she'll just, walk downstairs or leave and, not say nothing. Or, tell, her sister to come pick her up. Or, something like that. And, wouldn't communicate with me and tell me what was wrong. I did used to put my hands on her, but at this time I didn't put my hands on her. The very first time I put my hands on her was when I actually came back to Georgia that summer. Later on that summer, I had came back. We were at Six Flags. We were on our way to Six Flags with her friends. And she's a very family-oriented person. That summer, she had a lot of things going on within her family. I really didn't get to know them yet or anything like that. I had met them, a couple of times, but I mean, I didn't really get to know them. They didn't, really get to meet me. I only really associated myself with her sister. I never really actually got to know her parents and her other siblings and stuff. So, there was a lot going on, and we got into an argument because they was telling her to come on. The taxi was ready to leave, and she was on the phone with, a family member or something was going on. And, they were mostly yelling at me, so I was giving her the same energy that they were giving me. And while we were arguing, she had said something about putting her hands on me. And with me, it's if you're going to put your hands on me, you have to put your hands on me. So, wound up getting, she wound up turning around as we was arguing. And when she turned around, you already said you was going to put your hands on me. So it was a natural reaction, just swing, and I hit her. And we started fighting. We still wound up going to Six Flags. It was all bad. I wound up getting sick. It was just really, really crazy. I'm not even getting deep into it, but irregardless, we worked through it. You know what I mean? She was still there for me. I wanted to get into a situation. I had to stay with her for a little bit. Then she was just it's probably best for you to go back home. Mind you, like I said, I met her at 17. This is all within, I'm just only 18 years old. Her and her sister wound up getting into it the very, very first time that I've ever been disrespected by one of her family members on the internet. They wound up getting into an argument with each other, and I wound up getting brought up. And, she goes on the internet and she speaks about me. She calls me fat and obese. I used to be bigger when I was younger. And, that hurt my feelings. I wasn't going to say anything. I just went ahead and, I was going to let my girlfriend handle it at the time. But she told me to flame her. So I was like, bet. I flamed her. Like, bitch, you know what I mean? I was like, blood this, blood that. You talking about me, whatever. I mean, I really didn't want to do it, but at the end of the day, I also don't mind defending myself. I never have a problem speaking up for myself. So that really wasn't an issue. I just didn't want to do it because it was her sister and I didn't want any problems. Her parents were very upset. They asked me to take it off. Ever since then, it's always been kind of weird. Later, a couple months later, it was like my birthday. She asked her sister if I could come out there just for like a weekend, just to, see her, because we were still doing the long distance thing. She paid her sister. She bought my ticket. Her sister said yeah. The night before I was supposed to get out there, her sister started acting funny, moving stuff, taking toilet paper and stuff. So, she told her, if I paid you for this stuff, paid you for her to be here, why are you taking all these things? I wouldn't have paid you. And, I just told her, it's okay. You just come out here and we'll make something work out here for us. So she wound up moving to California with me. But mind you, every time she do so, I'm not saying like every single little detail because it's going to be too long. But just know throughout our whole entire relationship, even throughout these things, it was still always something over the internet. I'm only going to like say like key main things just so you guys could just get an idea of the things that I dealt with. When she had moved out there with me, I had got a job. Yes, when I first met her, I did not have a job, but I did graduate high school at 16 years old. I already had my high school diploma. I was out living my life. When I got money, I was getting my nails done. I ain't got my nails done right now, but I'll get my nails done. I get my feet done. I buy tattoos. I buy piercings. Those are things that I used to buy with my money. I never felt the need to go out and buy any name brand stuff, materialistic things. I owned maybe a couple of pair of Jordans, like maybe 2 pairs before I met her. And even when I was with her, I wore all her Jordans. I go shopping at regular places. I make $5 things look like $50. Like, that's just always been me. So as far as, somebody making me or somebody doing something, the only thing that anybody did was just help me grow up. That's about it. Like, you didn't do anything else other than that. But irregardless, with or without you, I was going to have to grow up. You met me at 17 years old. So, yeah, when she wound up going out there, we had a job. I had helped her get a job. Me and my mother helped her. She wound up, we did get into it a lot. She did, want to leave a couple of times due to, just, miscommunications and, not being home and not being around her family. But it was like she was still on the internet. Christmas, we had a great Christmas that year. My cousin, like my family members gave her my gifts, to make her feel welcomed and stuff. And I don't even know what I did on Christmas, but I remember that night when we got home, I went like on Instagram and I just did my regular lurking check-in, and there she go. Heart eyes, heart eyes, heart eyes, hearts, 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 like all down with this girl thing. And I'm just like, how you didn't enjoy yourself? Like, what did I do? It was it was nothing that I could possibly do. She eventually, like I said, she didn't like when I went on the internet. So I would, call my friends, talk to my friends. Eventually she didn't like that. She didn't want me speaking with them anymore. Then we got into a really, really big fight. My mom had wound up kicking her out. She wound up staying with one of my family members, my homegirl / whatever. And that even fucked my mind up because even that situation was fake. It's been plenty of times, even when she packed her stuff, went back home to get the apartment and stuff started when she got back home. Even then, it was still different situations where, I would still be getting into it with her sister, or it was one time where another time her and her sister get into it over me again, and like her mom. She had said something like, oh, like, if you don't like her, to stay out her face. And her mom said something like, oh, well, she ain't got to tell her that she ain't like her. But I'm the type of person where if you really don't like me, like, please let me know so I could legitimately stay out your face. I don't want to fake no funk. I definitely hate fake love. I don't like no fakeness, no none of that. So yes, please let me know. I don't like things like that. But then, you know, at the end of the day, y'all family, I gotta stick together. I feel it. We can go ahead and we're gonna fast forward to the summer when I actually got out here. The whole time while I was actually still in California, I was still working. I was sending money, getting the lights turned on. She was not working yet. She actually got the job transfer from California to Georgia. And it took a while for her to even get a position. So I was holding everything down. We had a cell phone together. I was paying the cell phone bill while, you know, those things was going on. I already had a job interview over the phone and got hired. I had a job interview as soon as I landed out there on that Thursday. I landed out there July 24th, 2014. I remember that shit like it was yesterday. I had a job interview that Thursday. Then when I went to that job interview, I went to the other interview another job that I had filled out. They told me to come in Monday for an interview. That Monday I got hired. I had 2 jobs within the first 4 days, 5 days of me being in Georgia. 2 jobs. So, and I'm all of 18 years old. So, I mean, I was on my grind. I was definitely trying to push and make it and be something. And you know what I mean? Grind and get to the top because that was our plan. That's what we wanted to do. I wanted to go to school. I couldn't go to school yet. I was going to school back home in California too. I dropped out because it wasn't what I wanted to do. Then that's when I came out here, figured I want to do radio personality. I was like, okay, I'm going to go to school for communications. I went to Georgia State University. I had to wait a year because I wasn't a resident, or else I would have went to school as soon as I came out here. That's what I would have did. Yeah, when she met me at 17, I was in school for medical assistance. So can't sit there and say that you met me not doing nothing. Other than that, I was on my grind. I was very serious. I wanted to take it serious. Even though we were going through what we were going through when we were long distance, I knew in my heart that something would be different and we could, you know, work it out and change because now we're actually together. No, she still was doing the same thing. She still, the whole time, still doing the same thing. She was talking to this girl, and I told her, you know, I didn't want her talking to them. I don't like the way that they talk to each other. It was too flirtatious. Oh, that's just my best friend. That's just my best friend. She never took my feelings into consideration. Me and you met off of the internet. Why do you feel the need to keep entertaining these girls and talking to them the way that you're talking to them, flirting with them the way that you're flirting with them, and thinking that I should feel no type of way? And then continuously telling me that I'm insecure and I'm jealous and I need to learn that my spot is solidified and stuff like that. And it's like, I know I'm not insecure. I know I'm not ugly, like, but I know that what you're doing is wrong. So, like, I'm going to speak up on my feelings. And it was, like, literally wrong to speak up on my feelings. The girl that she was talking to, she basically told me to pack my shit and get the fuck out if I had any issues with, you know, how things were. So I packed my stuff. I used my last bit of money. I bought me a Greyhound ticket. I went ahead and I stayed with my god sister for a little bit. I went up to both of my jobs. I basically quit. It was just a lot, like, and just for somebody that cares about you and loves you to put you through all of that. And she asked me to come back. I didn't want to come back. I mean, I did want to come back, but then I didn't want to come back, like, because it was just like, for what? To go back and be hurt? And that's exactly what I did. Went back 2 weeks later just to be hurt. Crying the whole time. Taking pills. I be putting myself in the bathroom, taking pills. Take knives. Just do different things, like, and just to hurt myself because it was like I wanted her to care. All because I wanted her to care because I felt like she didn't care. Even when I got back, she was still talking to the girl. Still didn't. It just never failed, and then trying to make me seem like I was crazy when I found out. Fast forward to that summer. That summer, we had a mutual friend we was hanging out with. Mind you, I only had one job now because I was able to come back home and get one job. I wasn't able to get my other job back. When I came back home, she basically... that summer, I'm sorry, that summer, we had, like, mutual friends or whatever. She didn't like that I really smoked or I spent, like, my money on weed and stuff. So she would tell me, that was an issue. So we had a mutual friend. It was mainly like her friend, but then it became my friend. He was a little gay boy. He always used to smoke and stuff. He always needed a ride to get weed. He'll give me weed or whatever. So, I never disrespected her and had him in her house. Only one time he came and he knocked on the door. I was on the phone with her. I don't even know how he found out where we lived. When I asked him, he said her sister. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, it was just a lot. And, like, when she was there, it was like we was all hanging out. He was inside the house. We'd be upstairs. We all be chilling. So, I never seen anything wrong with it. But it was just, she just didn't want me around him. So, one day she tells her sisters to come pick up the car for me because, I tell her that I'm hanging out with him. I want to go get him some weed. So, when her sisters and her mom are calling my phone, I'm basically telling them, like, this is between me and my girl. Y'all need to stay out of it. They basically don't care. They're coming. By the time I had sat there and finally got home and pulled up to the house, they had just pulled up too. So I already took the key off the ring because I already knew it was going to be trouble. Handed them the key. Simply walked upstairs. As I'm walking upstairs, they're yelling, bitch this, bitch that, bitch woo, whatever. I'm just like, bruh, are you serious? Like, are you legitimately serious right now? So I get upstairs, call her, let her know that I basically gave them the key and, they got everything. They got the car. They can stop calling my phone, leave me alone. As I'm doing all that, I hear them get by the front door, put the key inside the door, and unlock the door. Their mother gave them the spare key to my freaking house door. Why they did that, I don't know. You guys got the car and you guys got the key. Sisters come running in. Bitch this, bitch that. This is my sister's house. You can't do shit about it. Ain't nothing you can motherfucking do. The other sister got a motherfucking gun, waving it in the fucking air. Just all types of crazy shit. And I'd have been wrong if I sat there and I would have fucking defended myself. I'd have been wrong if I sat there and, and I'm just sitting there on the phone crying like, tell them get out. Tell them get out. She talking about some, no, bitch, that's what you get. But for what? For what? Then for the rest of that summer, it was just beef. Just beef. You got the little sister over here talking about me mad because, like, when shit don't go their way or you don't fuck with them how they want you to fuck with them, that's just all it is. And it's like, who could you possibly choose? Me or your family members? You got your little sister writing on Facebook threatening me that she finna come to my job and go through the drive-thru and shoot me in my face. Like, how do you sit? I've never got threats like that before. I've never been threatened like that ever in my life before. I've never had been in a fight and felt like I was going to have to leave inside of an ambulance because a bitch going to do me grimy. The most I did was get jumped. But to have guns and knives and rocks and bricks and all that other stuff at a fight, I'm not used to stuff like that. I'm used to fair fights. If you want to fight and you want to argue and you want to do that, we could go ahead and do that. But it's going to be fair. Everything's going to be fair. I don't play none of that. I value my life. Like, I really do value my life, even though I be trying to take my life because I just get so overwhelmed. I just don't want to feel no more. I don't want to do nothing no more. I'm always being labeled as a negative person, as a person who's crazy and psycho. Yeah, because, my nigga, I keep getting provoked and pushed over and over again. After that situation, of course, I forgive them. Then, no, I didn't even forgive them yet, actually. After that situation, I went ahead. I was just like, you know what, forget it. I'm going to just beat it myself. I made my own friends. I wound up meeting a dude. He was real cool. I loved conversations with him. I loved associating myself with him. He was just a really, really good friend. I never did anything with him. I never had sex with him. I never kissed him. I never held his hand. I never did anything like that. The most we did was literally just talk. He was just a good person that listened to me and would talk to me. I felt like I had nothing. I felt like I had nobody. I had no one to turn to. She was constantly always on the internet, getting attention from girls, giving girls attention, and I'm just there just crying, just upset, punching walls, I did used to put my hands on her when I got upset because I wanted to answer her. She wouldn't answer me. She wouldn't do none of that. Then when she found out about the dude, I did cut off ties. I don't know if her mom stopped liking me because of that situation or what, but it would have been good to know then, because then I would have knew. We still kept on with the procedure to get the to have the baby, and even then we were still going through stuff. It was still something. We were always arguing. Well, not necessarily. We had a little bit of disagreements, but she got off of the internet. She wasn't on it as much. Um, what messed up was her mother's house had burned down, and she was speaking. She wound up staying in a hotel. She wound up meeting a girl who was a housekeeper, and the girl wound up like cleaning her room and stuff, bringing her towels and stuff, but she wasn't assigned to her room floor. So the rumor was that this girl had did all that because she liked my fiance at the time now, and I'm pregnant and stuff, like about 4 months pregnant, and my mother-in-law sits me down and she talks to me and she tells me about the situation and how the rumors going around, but she confronted the girl and the girl doesn't like, my fiance, and blah 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 whatever. So the girl would just like buy her all these gifts and take her out and buy her like, real nice expensive gifts that personally I cannot buy. So my mother-in-law, she loves things like that. She loves gifts. The first time I've ever met the girl was on July 25th, 2016. She was acting very nonchalant. She didn't really want to talk to me. And the vibe that I got from her was a vibe that she liked my fiance. So I started talking about my fiance, flexing about my fiance, how her birthday tomorrow, I'm about to do all these things for her birthday, blah 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 whatever. And she ain't I don't know how she felt about that. I don't know. I left after that. I came back, and she still just had that same attitude. She was holding a little sister baby, and even then I didn't feel good about that. I personally feel like when somebody doesn't like you and, when they hold your child or they have any type of envious or jealous of you, I feel like they put that type of spirit onto your child. So even that right there, I was just like, yeah, I can't be sending my baby up over here when I'm in school, because clearly this bitch gonna be up over here holding my damn baby. So when she went upstairs, my mother-in-law had asked me, like, how do I feel about her? And I told her straight up, like, she has a very strong personality, and we'll talk about it later. And once the girl had left, I told her, like, she comes off very hostile. She's very rude. I feel like she wasn't really talking to me. I feel like she was more so talking to you. She was like, oh, really? I didn't feel that way. I'm like, yeah, because she was talking to you. So after that day, the girl blocked me on Facebook. I don't know why she blocked me on Facebook. I didn't know until my wife had brought it to my attention. My fiance at the time had brought it to my attention. So I didn't write no statuses about the girl. I didn't do anything like that. I literally picked up my phone and I called my mother-in-law and I asked her what was going on. My mother-in-law straight up said, I don't know. We don't talk about you. The girl don't worry about you, blah, 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 whatever. But you need to stop being insecure. Your spot is solidified. She don't like Drea. Drea don't like her. Who cares? Woo, whatever. And it's just like, it's all fine and dandy, but if a bitch being funny and that's your friend, either you gonna check your friend or you about to stop fucking with your friend, because my nigga, at the end of the day, we're supposed to be family, and that's just how I look at it. So time goes on. I just basically just once again distance myself from the family. I choose not to associate with them anymore because everything just feels fake. I don't know who to trust anymore. I don't know how to feel. And I personally don't fuck with people that fuck with people that I don't fuck with. So if that's you, then I don't talk to you no more. That's most likely why. I don't feel the need to also explain myself, especially if I come to you about the situation and I'm telling you that I feel some type of way and you still didn't take my feelings into consideration. After that, basically, we're going to fast forward. We had great Thanksgiving, great Christmas. I still came out of pocket. I still did for her sisters. I still bought her parents a gift. I still bought the kids a gift. I still was still being the love, kind-hearted me, even after everything. Fast forward in March. My niece had died, so we wound up going out of town to go to the funeral. My wife was on her menstrual and she wasn't feeling well. Within the months, all those months, me and her were always arguing about the goddaughter. We were always arguing about her mother. We were still always arguing about the internet. These are little things that we were always still arguing about. In the middle of the arguments, she would always, call me like a hoe, a slut, dumb, insecure, negative, like, ratchet, ghetto. These are the things that were always being said about me, so that you guys just get an understanding of every time we would fight and argue, this is what I would deal with. And I would literally just come inside the bathroom and just sit and just cry and just wish I was dead, honestly. I just wish the pain could go away. And she was on her menstrual and she didn't feel good, which I understand. But to sit there and provoke me and still be irritating me and stuff while I'm going through something like this, and then to sit there and tell me the day of my niece's funeral that you're gonna have your cousin come pick you up. No, you're not. You're gonna be single. That's what you're gonna be. That's the only thing that's gonna be happening. Like, you're gonna be going, like, I'm gonna be going home alone. Like, I was like, you gonna leave here by yourself. You're gonna be single. No, we're not doing that. And that stuff just hurts me. Like, I'm always there for you and your family, but what about when it's time to be there for me and my family? I guess my family is not that important because I'm adopted and none of my family is blood and her family is all her blood. Well, I'm sorry, but blood is not thicker than water, and I noticed that even just within you guys. You guys are not even loyal within yourselves. You guys are not even positive to each other. You guys are always tearing each other down, being negative, and it's just sad. It's really sad, and I see why you guys do it to me, because you guys do it to each other. And it's really sad. After that, we had got into a fight. We wound up coming home. Something happened to her mom. I still wasn't talking to her. Me and her got into an argument. She felt like I should have been there for her. I didn't feel the need to be there for her because clearly you wanted your goddaughter to be there for you. It was just a lot. We got into a fight. I threw a shoe at the back of her head. She picked up a picture frame, hit it over my head, and I was just like, you know what, this is just crazy. Like, we cannot be together anymore. Like, we just gonna have to dead this. And I wound up going on Instagram, and a girl wrote under her picture and was like, I want you, and she put like a little face like, well, you want me? And after that, I was just like, you know what? Either somebody gonna get hurt or somebody's gonna die. So it'd probably be best if we just end this. And she said she didn't want to. She wanted to keep working on it. And I said, no, I didn't want to. So in this time, in my head, I'm done. I'm doing everything you doing. I'm doing all that shit. So I went on one of my old Facebooks, hit up like one of my exes that just got out of jail. And, just caught up with him and talked to him. And, just found me a little bit of happiness within the sadness that was going on in my life. And, that, of course, a couple of days later, she was moving out and we wanted to get into an altercation again. What actually started the altercation is that I went to go take my mother's stuff from the other apartment into my place, and her stuff was supposed to be going to the apartment. And in the midst of all that, we wound up getting into an argument, and what triggered me is she said, fuck you, bitch, fuck your mom, and fuck your baby. And my friend was there, and it was all bad. My friend even felt some type of way. This is my childhood best friend. And you saying fuck me, fuck my mom and my daughter, and she know all three of us. So yeah, it was real bad. I tried to get my keys up out the house because she kicked me out the house. Tried to get the keys, couldn't get the keys out. So I went in through the window. We wound up getting into a fight, a fist fight. I wound up getting the keys, running out. Oh, she actually had the phone, and she was like showing me a message with like her and this girl like having a conversation and like talking about something like, oh, how do you feel already? And she was like, oh yeah, I'm loving the vibe, or it was just some weird shit, and that just triggered me. And I'm just like, this is what you want from me. Like, you love hurting me. Like, you love breaking me. And that's literally what I cried. I had butt dialed, like, my cousin by accident. And she was sitting on the phone. She was like, she called me back. She said, I heard everything. She was like, I was crying. She was like, you could just tell you so fed up. Like, I was just literally just fighting and crying. Like, this is what you want. Like, this is what you want. You want this out of me. This is exactly what you wanted. Everything it was just so much. She called the police on me. I went to jail. I had lost rights to my daughter. Even while I was in jail and they was calling me on the phone, I would hear her mom in the background on the phone with the goddaughter just talking. That shit broke my heart while I was in jail. Even when I got out of jail, um, her, the mom, the goddaughter, they was all at the apartment putting up all the stuff together. And I always knew it was something. And her mom had got into an argument while I was in jail with one of my cousins, and she was like, basically I need to put my friends in their place. And I had told her, for all these years, you and your family has disrespected me, and nobody has ever stepped up and put them in their place for me. So I'm not finna step up and put nobody in their place. Y'all need to stop thinking y'all can run around, call somebody a bitch, and not think you can't get called a bitch back. You can't sit here and poke somebody in the forehead and not think somebody gonna poke your ass back in your eye. Like, it doesn't make any sense. You can't keep doing that. It doesn't matter who you are, how old you are. Just because I sat there and I allowed y'all to sit there and do it doesn't mean somebody else is gonna allow y'all to sit there and do it. And that's what y'all are failing to realize. It's not the hearing world. Period. Like, it's not. It's the United States of America. Everybody has feelings. It's a lot of people in this world, and the world doesn't revolve around y'all. So, even within that argument, I told her, like, I don't fuck with how you roll, none of that shit with the goddaughter. She tells me how she would never try and hook up her daughter with, somebody else, blah, 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 whatever. But then a couple of days later, here goes her daughter bashing me all over the internet, talking about me on the internet. And when I sit there and defend myself, she texted my phone telling me to mind my business. That is my business. It's about me. Oh, it's just my daughter sitting there saying how she feels, and she's expressing herself. Okay, well, I'm finna express myself too. And then she kept getting mad, so she gonna sit there and tell her daughter tell all her kids I disrespected her. Of course, so they can sit there and come at me all crazy and wild. Why you feel the need to sit there and text my phone and start stuff with me? And why you just ain't leave me alone? Just let me and her do what we do. Because at the end of the day, when she want to decide to be my friend again, then everybody's gonna be looking stupid because everybody keep talking shit. For what? And then even then, being petty with her goddaughter, tagging her goddaughter in my wife's shit. Oh, my daughter loved the food you cooked. Oh, we enjoyed your company. Oh, we had fun with you. Come on now. Then I specifically said I didn't even want this girl around my child. And then when me and the girl wound up getting into it. She was writing all these statuses about me. Of course, it was brought to my damn attention. Me and the girl get into it. I basically write all my statuses about her. And the girl basically says how she was around my child. She fed my daughter. She took her to the park. She bathed her. She damn near, changed her diaper, all that stuff. So I need to put some respect on her name. Mind you, this is the girl that don't like my wife. This is the girl that never wanted my wife. This is the girl that never did want none of that. And she's in a whole relationship while she's saying this. Put some respect on what? What am I putting respect on? Because you're not my child's mother, nor are you my wife's wife. You're supposed to be somebody's goddaughter. But yet you're feeling the need to speak upon my relationship and what I have going on in my life. And it's only one or two ways that you're finding out. From my baby's mother or from my mother-in-law. So either way it goes, it's fake love. From the first time I sat there and I brought up the situation, for it to even just get this far, there is no loyalty. I feel like as soon as I sat there and I said, okay, I don't fuck with her, she weird, she moving weird, it should have been an automatic, alright, you know what, you right. Because at the end of the day, you fucking family. I'm the one carrying y'all first fucking grandbaby, first granddaughter. Where's my respect at? Where's my loyalty at? Where's any of that stuff at? All that shit got thrown all right out the fucking window. Ain't nobody sit there and care. And that shit just mad fucked up. Y'all just sat there and just let that girl just talk about me like that. So, of course, me being a little old crazy me, that's another thing. I don't sit there and I let her live. This girl will go on the internet, like she was hanging out with a girl. She'll go on the internet and post a video like with a girl and my daughter and be like, my daughter and her stepmom. How do you not expect somebody to go crazy? How do you not expect somebody to go and find that girl who's her stepmom and say something to her? She'll go on the internet and she'll claim somebody else's son. Oh, my son this, my son that, whatever. What about your daughter? Your daughter need this, your daughter need that. When I was working at a call center, her ass, I needed help. I was on a bus. My car had gave out. This girl stopped picking the baby up for me. I would have been stuck at the job with the baby because she's just mad. It's been so many different situations and it's just fucked up. It's just super fucked up because it's just more so somebody bringing a negative side out of me. It's okay for somebody to continuously say things about me, talk about me, and I can't defend myself. I bought my mother-in-law something for her birthday. She picked up the phone and called her goddaughter and told her goddaughter that she ain't like what I got her. It's cheap as fuck. I've been knowing her for 5 years. I should have done better than that. Why the fuck was that her business? And you know that I don't like her and she don't fucking like me. One time I seen her goddaughter. Mind you, this girl always got it. It's always something. Like, this girl was always talking shit. And I already said when I seen her, I was going to say something. I seen this girl walk right past my fucking job. Like, my store. She walked right past my store. I seen her girlfriend first. I seen her. I ran out the damn store. I'm like, yo, you think her goddaughter turned her head back one time? How the whole mall turned their back except for you and your girl? And then when I sat there and I told my wife about the situation, she gonna tell her mama gonna run back and tell the girl, oh yeah, my daughter-in-law seen you, whatever. Mind you, everything's shaky. This is all last summer. Everything's shaky. I don't know if I want to be with her. I don't know if I do. Like, I do, I don't know. I'm doing my own thing. She doing her own thing. She put a camera inside my house and didn't even tell me. Like, secretly did the shit. And then talking about I be having traffic coming in and out my house. What do you mean I have traffic coming in and out of my house? If I choose to have company inside my house, I could choose to have company inside my house. Whether it's a male or a female, they're my friends. You didn't see me not have sex with one person. You didn't see not one person go to the back. So what is the point of sitting there saying that I'm over here selling my pussy or I'm doing these things in front of my child that I'm not doing? It doesn't make any sense. Like, let's be realistic here. Every time that I sat there and I did something, it was always because I was provoked or, she hurt my feelings or she said something or she moved a certain type of way that made me to do that. I didn't just wake up one morning and was like, hey, I'm about to call this girl and be a dickhead. And I'm about to call that girl and I'm about to tell her this and that. And I'm about to go ahead and go on Facebook and do this. I don't just wake up and do that. No, you're constantly always saying something or doing something or talking about me or, you know what I mean? And I've been going to counseling. I've been doing anger management. I decided to just take myself away from their whole entire family and just not speak with them anymore because it doesn't matter. It's always going to be bad. It's always going to be negative. It doesn't matter. When somebody doesn't like you, they just don't like you. I can't make somebody like me. I can't force them to like me. That goddaughter, she act just like me. She act just like me. Loud, ratchet, always talking about how she want to punch a bitch in the face. Always talking, like, always got something smart to say. Always being petty. Always, just being real annoying. Acting just like me. Writing the same type of post that I write on my damn page. But yet, you uplifting her. Everything that I'm doing right now, what I'm just now getting started to do, is something that I've been wanting to do. Do you think that her family ever motivated me to do this? No. But they motivated that bitch to fucking do it. And now that bitch is doing everything that I fucking wanted to do. It's just fucked up shit like that. I know that y'all don't like me. And because of that, this is the outcome of it. You showed me fake love. And I now know what real love is. And I'm tired of y'all putting me as the negative person. Y'all made me this way. And yes, I was damaged. I am a damaged person. I was damaged before this situation happened, but due to this situation, let me say this. I was never suicidal before this. Now, because of this, I be wanting to die. I be wanting to take my own life. I had to go get me some help. Like, because it's not okay how fast I think about, like, how I want to take my life. Like, when I just get so overwhelmed and upset, like, when, they do things like this. It's fucked up. I asked, my wife to go to, it was counseling, regular counseling for co-parenting and stuff like that. I asked her to go with me. I told her straight up, I don't want a relationship out of this. I just want a friendship. I want to learn how to co-parent for our baby. When her mother found out, it was a negative comment. She didn't want her doing it. Easter weekend, we went to go get the baby something to try and get something to wear. Her mom knew she was with me, calling my phone, being petty, playing on my phone, not saying nothing. When I dropped her and the baby off at her house, her mom was standing on the balcony. I don't know how she got off the balcony so fast into my damn door, but it was quick as hell. And she literally was calling me out my name, disrespecting me, all that type of stuff. But yet, I'm always a negative person. If you want to sit down and talk and speak about, whatever's on your mind or whatever you're mad about, we could go ahead and do that. But coming at me, calling me a bitch and how you want to fight me and you want to beat my ass and all that other stuff, you're not going to get nothing out of me. You're literally going to get a laugh. I can't do it anymore. I cannot do it. I cannot do it because I'm going to go to jail. People calling the police on me. I've just never been in this type of situation before. And I've never been done so dirty before by somebody that I was in a relationship with. My trust issues and my insecurities legitimately come from my friends. I've had my friends all my life go behind my back and always talk to my girlfriends or little boyfriends that I had when I was like in middle school and stuff like that. It was always my friends who did stuff like that. And to be honest, one of my friends did go behind my back and actually try and get at my wife. And she didn't admit that to me till months later. And we was off the bottle and all types of shit. So, she also likes to say, like, I never did nothing for her. Yeah, honestly, I couldn't go out and go just buy a pair of Jordans and, do big stuff like that. But little shit that I could do, I would sit there and do for her. It was just a lot. I probably, forgot about some stuff, which is fine. But make sure you guys, make sure you like, subscribe, comment below any questions, any topics you want me to talk about. But now I'm just really focused on me. I want to invest in me. I believe in myself. I support myself. And the only thing that I do is I keep people that love me around me. And that's just all I want. I don't do this for attention. I really do this because it's a lot of people who go through the same thing and they can relate to me. I also did this because I'm being talked about negatively on the internet. And I just needed to just be aware that I just didn't wake up one day and just decided to be this bitter baby mama. I literally was turned into a monster. Although I was young when I met her and I might have been reckless then, I have learned, I have grown. But now it's just to the point where I need to learn how to control myself and understand that I can't change people that don't want to be changed. I can only change myself and how I deal with them. And since you guys always put me in a negative mind state, and since I'm always negative when I come around, I just choose to not be negative and just stay away. And that's it. As long as you keep speaking upon me, yes, I will keep defending. I mean, I'm not. This is it. This is the done data. There's nothing else to it. It's the truth. It is what it is. I'm sorry if you get upset, but it's my hurt, it's my pain, and it's my closure. And this is just like y'all got y'all closure. Y'all good. Y'all able to sleep at night. I'm able to sleep at night. But a bitch don't want to be up during the day because I don't want to feel none of these emotions. But none of you guys will understand that. When people are literally laughing about you saying that you want to kill yourself. When somebody tells you that they'll dead ass wouldn't give a fuck, they're not even going to come to your funeral. They wouldn't even care. They'll come to my funeral and still disrespect me over my dead body. Those are things that these are people that cared about me and loved me once upon a time are saying. And then you have my wife, ha ha ha, laughing. Make this public. Let's do this. Let's do that. If you do this, somebody's going to beat your ass. I don't have time for it anymore. Why can't I sit there and say, if you do this, I'm going to beat your ass and y'all take it serious? So I'm sorry. This is it. This is the truth. This is what it was. It was mental, emotional, and verbal abuse without the whole family. And I literally forgave them every single time. And it still was not enough. So make sure you guys like, subscribe. Be sure to show my page some love. And make sure you give a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And you guys keep your head up. I will be keeping my head up. And that'll be all.